Welcome back, guys. You're watching today's Platinum, and today we're going to be going over the Binance trading strategy. Hopefully, so you guys can make anywhere from $100 a day plus, depending on your capital. Definitely not for sure $100 per day. It really depends on your capital, like I said, but I want to give you guys a full breakdown of how you should be approaching trading on Binance specifically, since I know that's a lot of what most people use, including myself. So before we get into the topic of this video, if you guys are new to the channel, remember to subscribe and turn on post notifications, as we put up 1 to 2 videos a day on cryptocurrency, as well as online business and entrepreneurship. So if you guys are interested, I've also recently finished putting together a course for trading cryptocurrency along with a private trading group, and you get lifetime access with that course. If you guys are interested in that, there's a link to that at the top of the description. So with that all out of the way, let's get right into the video. So guys, before we actually start the topic, I just want to address a few things. First off, the last 5 or so days, I pre-recorded some videos about last week because I had a death in the family, and also had to do some traveling, obviously, over the last few days. So a lot of guys were complaining and saying some things, and honestly, I'm sorry for the inconvenience if it was really a big deal about the price variations in the videos. I apologize for that, but yeah, I just wanted to address that. And also, I'm going to be doing a lot more trading content, trying to provide more value for you guys. I know I've been pushing the course a little bit, but I just wanted to push it enough because once the trading group is fully functional, I'm going to be putting a monthly price on that, and the lifetime access will only be available if you buy the course, and the price will continue to go up as more and more people join. And I think right now it's only been open for about a week or so, and we have about 55 members that have gone ahead and purchased the course and are now lifetime access members of the course. So I'm sorry for that, guys. I don't want to, be a channel that just pushes courses and things like that, but I am trying to help you guys out as much as I can. So let's get into actually trading. So first off, I have Binance right here, but we should always start on CoinMarketCap, specifically for the reason that you need to find coins to trade, right? So you need to find coins that are optimal for trading at the time that you're looking to trade, right? I know a lot of you guys aren't always going to be at your computers like me, just looking for opportunities to trade, so it's going to be a little more difficult. So honestly, I just recommend every time you have time, set aside an hour or two or something like that every day or whenever you guys can trade. And if you can't day trade, then I would recommend swing trading, and I'll be talking about that a little more, but I don't get that too many requests about swing trading, mostly day trading, so we're going to jump into that. So first off, in order to find some good currencies to trade, usually what I do is start off on CoinMarketCap, and the reason for that is basically this change area. Now, right now you only have the change in 24 hours, so we're going to go ahead and change that. If you go to all and hit full list, you're going to be able to see the 1 hour percent change, 24-hour percent change, and the 7-day percent change, not 7-hour percent change, but so as you can see there, all that information is displayed on the right. So this is going to give us a little bit of an idea of the short-term trend, as well as the the last hour, the last 24 hours, kind of what is happening right now as it's being traded. So what I like to look for is I like to buy when things are down. Okay, me personally, I don't like to I'm not a momentum trader. I did that a lot when I traded stocks, and it worked out very well with stocks, but with the volatility that the cryptocurrency market brings, I really don't like to try to be a momentum trader. I like to trade when things are oversold and signal that there's about to be a reversal in the trend, and I always try to buy when it is the lowest possible price. So I've made mistakes in the past where I haven't done that, and that's why really I've completely changed my whole entire strategy. So first off, we're going to look for things that are down over the last 7 days. So as you can see, NEO right here is already down. So The reason I like to look for things down over the last 7 days is because I want to see things that are on a slight downtrend in the short-term period, because once we get into looking at other charts, we want to see if it's, long-term, it's going up, but in the short term, it is slacking a little, maybe pulling back a little bit, allowing us to get an optimal entry point. So, guys, I also have a free download for you guys, top 57 cryptocurrencies for you guys. I had a list for the top 127, but I shortened that down to the coins that I really think have the potential to do very well over the next few years. And these are the coins that I'm usually looking to trade every day. So if you guys want to take a look at that, like I said, it's free. I'll leave that in the description for you guys to go ahead and download. But continuing on, looks like we also have NEM here. So far we have 2, NEM and NEO, Lisk, and Verge. So we have 4, so let's go ahead and take a look at these. So we have NEO, NEM, Verge, and Lisk. Just want to write those down so I can remember. So second step is usually I jump into TradingView. Now the reason I jump into TradingView is basically because TradingView just gives you a lot of options, right? A lot of different indicators available and everything like that. So that's why I'm usually using TradingView. So we're going to look at NEO first. So let's go ahead and look at NEO. And usually I trade in Bitcoin, but if it's one of those coins, I think NEO is actually available in USDT. So if you guys do want to just trade in US dollars, go ahead and do that. It is available in that over on Binance. So for just to keep it simple, I'm just going to do in Bitcoin. So we're going to jump over to NEO, and first off, we want to look at a more of a swing term trend. As you can see, this goes back about I'd say 5-6 days, so you can see almost that 7-day period. But if you want to go back a little further, I recommend looking at the 1 hour chart. This will give you a little bit more to work with and see where we're actually at. So I'm just going to actually change to USDTs just so we can see the prices a little better for you guys. So as you can see, not too long ago we were at about $84 with NEO, and an optimal entry point would have been down here, around here, for a more of a swing trade. But as we can see, we're not exactly there. But right now we're moving sideways, and sideways movement usually signals, there's about to be a breakout. Sorry, I was just reading that thing about Bill Cosby. But there will be a breakout eventually, either on the uptrend or on the downtrend. And seeing that we are kind of in a uptrend with NEO following the recent bear market, I do expect this to rebound after this bull market, or this little bull movement right here. See if I can. I always forget. Okay, yeah. So is this the tool? All right, yeah. So yeah, like I said, this little area right here. After that area, we saw this downtrend, and we're just looking to move sideways and then hopefully break up. So that's what we're looking to do. Whenever I see that, that's usually a good sign after a large pullback. Sorry, I just dropped my phone, but after a large pullback, you want to look for an optimal entry point. So that's what we're going to do. So we now looked at that. So we're going to jump over to the 5-minute chart, which is more of a day trading chart. So basically we're going to now look for optimal entry points on a smaller, shorter term chart. So as you can see, I'm using some indicators here: the RSI, the stochastics, and the Bollinger Bands. You guys don't have to use these. This is just what I prefer, and how I usually do my technical analysis. So what you want to look for is an oversold signal. So an oversold signal is going to be something like this right here. Okay, that would be an oversold signal, and the reason for that is because basically the RSI is a relative strength index, so it's going to tell you the strength of a coin's price based off the price movement and also the time range that it is judging. So you don't really need to understand everything about it, but just know that when it's below this purple line, I have it set to 30. It signals an oversold sign, usually signaling that it's going to start to move up following this little signal right here. So as we can see, it was right here, went up a little, went back down, and then continued to go up. But a lot of people will say, okay, yeah, it went up a little bit, but then it went down. You're absolutely right. So let's just take a look at the gains that you could have gotten. Not only could you've gotten 2.5% in only 10 minutes, but more conservative, you could have gotten at least 1.4%, which is not bad at all. Take the fees out of that, you're still above 1% in about 35 minutes. So that is a great, percentage, a great little trade. I make those trades every single day, multiple times a day. That's just, how it is with day trading for me, at least. Small gains add up over the long term. So moving on, as we can see, we're not really close to that area right now. So we want to look for a possible entry point in another coin. So I just want to show you guys how exactly the thought process is completely. I don't want to skip over anything. That's why this video might be a little longer and drag a little bit out. But just to save you guys a little bit of time, we're just going to pretend that it is an optimal entry point right now, because I want to show you what you want to do when you actually get into Binance, and what kind of strategies you want to do with the orders, as well as looking at prices still. So, don't buy when the indicators are not looking too good. I always look for optimal entry points. I'm not looking to make a million trades a day. Me personally, I am just looking to make a few trades a day in order to add up some good trades over time. So, coming over to Binance now. A few other ways that you can look for coins is obviously here. If you just want to look at the 24-hour change, you can do that. And I personally like to look at coins that are down over the last 24 hours, but are looking on an uptrend over the long term. So actually getting into trading, we're going to come over to this exchange right here. Now you guys can go to the basic exchange if you would like, but I always go to the advanced exchange just because that's what I prefer for the most part. Alright, so now that we're in the advanced exchange, we want to come up here and actually choose the coin that we're trading. So we were looking at NEO, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're actually going to go into the USDT just because NEO is available there. So I don't really pay attention to this chart at all, just because I don't like Binance's chart at all, to be honest. Candlesticks aren't even selected for some reason. I just have these lines, but either way, I don't look at the charts really. I just stick to TradingView. So what you would want to do, obviously, if you're actually trading, you have some time, you want to wait it out, have a few charts open on TradingView of all the coins I said. Like I said, we would have NEO, NEM, Verge, and Lisk open. So instead of just this, we would have multiple tabs open, looking at all the coins that we're actually reviewing for the day in order to trade. So it's not like just this one-sided thing where you're just looking at one coin to trade that day. You want to have multiple tabs open, looking at multiple charts of multiple coins through your trading period, because like I said, it may take a while. You may have to wait for a while in order to find this optimal entry point, like I said, right there. So once that optimal entry point comes, and then we want to look to place a trade. So normally if let's say we're back here, right? So we're right down here and we get the signal right around here when it sells off a bunch. So usually what I try to do is place an order below the bottom line on the Bollinger Band, so anywhere below this bottom line. Now, normally I would try to get a little bit lower than the current price, but not too low, because then your order might not get filled. But if you are feeling lucky, you can go ahead and just place a really low order, because as you can see, sometimes you get spikes really low below the lines on the Bollinger Bands, and you can go ahead and pick up some cheap coins sometimes that way. So whatever works for you guys and whatever you guys are looking to do. But once we look for that optimal point, we're going to go ahead and place a trade, and this is how we want to do it. So And like I said, guys, this is all day trading for the most part. I will make another video on swing trading and long-term investing and everything like that, but this is the full walkthrough of day trading, specifically on Binance. So what we have here in order to buy is limit orders, market orders, and stop limit orders. Now, number one, you never want to buy a market order, and the reason for that is because it's just going to fill right at the current price. Unless you're in a hurry and you just want to buy right now, you can go ahead and use it if you want, but honestly, I like to choose my own prices and look for my own entry points that I feel comfortable buying in at. So I always choose a limit order or a stop limit order. So a limit order is going to allow you to set the price that you want to buy at. So for example, right now we're at 72,746. So maybe, I would look to buy at maybe just 72 flat. All right. And then it's possible that I don't have a lot of USDT in here in my account right now, but $500 if we wanted to. Normally I will do I actually risk a lot of my portfolio per trade, but right now I don't have hardly any of my portfolio available to trade. It's all stuck up in other coins right now, but $500 I would just do 100%, and that's going to go ahead and fill the amount that you actually get. Once you do that, the order will be placed in the book, and you'll be able to see it here. And once the price drops down a little bit, and if it does, you're going to be able to pick up the coins, and the order will be filled at that price. Another order that I like to use is the stop limit. Now I mostly use this for selling, because it allows me to cut my losses, because as you can see, let's say we pick up some coins right here, or let's say we just pick up right here, right? We had a bad day and we just went crazy and made a terrible trade right here. All right, let me circle that for you guys real quick. Yeah, I'll just use this. So let's say we just this is not working. All right, sorry for that. But let's say we just we pick up some coins right there, right? So right around here. And then obviously it doesn't go up any higher, and it just drops back down. Now let's see how far it drops back down. Let's say we pick it up right up here. Now if it drops all the way down, we just lost a little over 2%, about 2.5%, just for being dumb, having a bad entry point, and we don't want to do that. So what I usually do is I cut my losses at about 0.5%. A lot of people cut them at 1%, but me, I don't even like to risk 1% per trade. I just like to risk 0.5% per trade, just because I'm very picky about my trades, and I suggest you guys do the same. Like I said, I only trade when it signals oversold. For example, here, maybe I pick it up over here, but it goes down 0.5%, and then I sell. But then I would enter back in that trade, right around here, or possibly I get a little lower of a price, because if I do sell off there, I would end up buying back in, because I know that normally it's going to go back up no matter what, at least a little bit, like you can see about 3%. You guys can choose to risk more, because obviously if you do risk 1% and have your stop loss there, you wouldn't have sold right here, and you would have just been in it for the gains. But it really just depends on how much you want to risk. So in order to set something like that, you'd obviously have to have some coin, which I really don't have, but basically the stop is going to be where it signals putting the order in. So picture this kind of as a limit order, right? The limit order, we put the price we want to buy at, and then it goes into the book. Okay, think of a stop limit as a stop loss, kind of. All right, so the stop is when the limit is triggered. So the stop is kind of a trigger. So what it's basically saying is when the stop reaches $72.779 whatever cents, it is going to place an order to sell at, let's just say, 72 flat. if we wanted to do that. So what it would do is once the price reaches $72.77.9, it's then going to put a limit order into the book for $72 to sell. And that is going to be to cover your losses and cut your losses and allow you to profit instead of just, holding a bag for the long term in case something goes wrong, right? If you see an oversold signal, you buy in right here, and instead of going up, it just crashes 30%. You don't want to lose 30% and end up having to hold a bag because, I never recommend selling if you lose 30%. Just hold it out. This market is very young, and I don't recommend losing a ton of money because there's just no reason to. So that's just a little overview of the stop loss section. You don't have to do that. That's just something I use in my day trades. Makes it a lot easier, a little more automated, automates the entire process, and allows me to have a little bit more hands off. So guys, this is a great strategy for beginners to use. I didn't talk too much about the indicators that I use, but if you guys are interested, I hate to plug the course, but the course goes in depth into all of the indicators I use, as well as you get lifetime access to the trading group. And there's going to be a ton of features in that group, daily updates and daily signals on what coins are ready to buy right now, educational content weekly, live streams every week, giveaways. There's going to be a ton of stuff in that group. And once May 1st comes around, I am going to be putting a monthly cost on the group, and the price of the course is going to go up. So once all the features are actually out and ready. So guys, if you want to get in, you only have about 4 or 5 more days until May 1st. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and click on that. It'll be in the description, but you don't need to. This is a complete strategy for you guys. Basically, you can figure it out on your own if you want, but I include all my rules and everything like that. Do a bunch of educational content in the course on fundamental analysis, everything about blockchain, all the technology. I really go in depth. I really try to cover it all, everything about cryptocurrency in that course. So, but guys, I hope you enjoyed this trading strategy. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to include. We really went over all of the steps to find some coins, either on CoinMarketCap or you can do it on Binance on the front page. You want to go into TradingView, do some technical analysis, wait for an optimal entry point, and have multiple, remember this one, you want to have multiple tabs open with multiple coins that you found to be good coins to trade that day, instead of just looking at one coin. And after that, you of course want to set your limit orders at the prices you're comfortable at setting, and also using that stop limit to cut your losses if you guys are looking to do that. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this. There's going to be a lot more trading content coming, and also I'm going to be starting to put out content on different business, entrepreneurship content, online business, everything like that. So if you guys are excited for that, feel free to leave a like on this video and comment on any suggestions or anything, any thoughts that you had. But follow us on Instagram and make sure to subscribe for more daily videos, and come back tomorrow for another one. Have a good one, guys.